Happy Labor Day, everybody. We hope you're having a wonderful holiday weekend.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting ready for cookouts
Happy
and
Labor Happy Labor Day,
oh,
everybody.
Ah, I had it turned down. My phone is so
it's
weird.
the voice
Honest
from
to
the
goodness.
past.
Ugh,
Heather's voice, the gift that keeps on
yes.
giving. Oh, good Lord. So yeah, it's Monday. I hope that we're hoping everyone's enjoying. Ginger's going to be chilling and grilling with her man cubs, and we got Jackson Chacking ready to have some tacos. Nancy's going to have hamburgers and hot dogs, and we're going to have. I can't grill, but we have I can fry them up in our on our stove. So we'll be having some cheeseburger. Oh, and Nancy, I didn't get to tell you backstage, and I can share with everybody. Our next door neighbors, they share their bounty with us. They've been bringing over
Aw.
zucchini and tamales and tomatoes. And the other day they brought us a melon. And oh, it is so delicious. Oh
What
my
kind of
God.
melon?
It's a cantaloupe, like, so it's the orange
Uh-huh.
one, and it's so sweet and juicy and
Awesome.
yummy. Oh my God. And let's see, we have Choo Choo all aboard, and we have Julie. Hey, Julie, you got to join Nancy and I one of these days. Now that you're starting to do live shows, we would love to have you. And then Scott is here.
Hey,
Thank you for
Scott.
popping in, Scott. Good to see you. And
Oh, Scott, I
Jackie!
ordered a love deck today.
Oh, and Pam is here. Hi, Pam. So I might have interrupted. So go ahead and say that again, Nancy.
No, I interrupted you. I was just telling Scott that I ordered a love deck because so often people want love readings and I don't, you know, so I found one that
If
did
you're
not
looking
set
for
me
love,
back hardly anything. So there's no telling if it's any good or not. But anyhow.
if you're looking for love in all the wrong places, all
Hmm.
you have to do is come to Nancy and she'll give you the download with the cards. So
Oh
we've
my
got a bunch
gosh.
of people popping in. We got Jackie
Yeah.
Jacaranda.
Ooh,
Oh my goodness.
Jackie.
We got Janet. We got Julie. We've got Jax here with us. And I saw somebody else and Roman. Thanks again for the shout out, Roman. And apparently, that Mysticaya Moon tarot that Roman fell in love with that I used last week,
Mm-hmm.
that is now not being published. And we don't know if it's going to be republished or not. So he was able to nab himself a copy. So I guess everyone's got the same great taste like me, and they're all rushing to buy them up. So enjoy that deck. I love it, Roman. I hope
Which
you
one is
love.
that?
It's the Mysticaya Moon is my pip deck. Oh, it's right
Mm.
here. It
Oh, it's a
comes
pip
in,
deck.
yeah. Hmm? Yep. This just for people
I
going,
love the
what is
name,
she talking about?
Mysticaya Moon. That sounds very exotic.
So it's a pip deck. So there's like the Two of Cups. My favorite. I mean, I don't usually like the Hierophant cards because of the Pope and everything. I love this. It's just the keys of knowledge, the
Oh,
keys
that's
of wisdom.
beautiful.
So, and for the court cards, they use animals. Like there is the kitty cat for the wands.
Aw.
And of course, we have the fish for the cups. We have the King of Swords, a heron.
Oh,
Um, Another King of
oh,
Cups
I
is
like
really
that.
full.
Very
Yes,
nice.
moo cows for the queen. So yeah,
Oh.
it's a really
Mm.
beautiful, and I love this page of pentacles. So I don't know what some people have that they don't like pip decks. For me, I don't know. Sometimes it's easier for me to read because I don't have the images maybe distracting me, perhaps.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but enjoy, Roman. And we had somebody, oh, we're really, oh my goodness, we're cooking here. We have Shay joining us,
Yeah.
Magic with Moonlight, and
Yeah.
Beth. Hey, women's just stopped in to say hi. Gotta run errands before my dog. Oh, that's right. So tomorrow, everybody, Beth's dog Bodie is having a major surgery. so we can all send healing energy
Oh,
and comforting
yeah.
light to not just Bodhi, but to Beth as well. Because I know what it's like to have to, being a fur mama, what it does to our,
Oh,
what it
yeah.
does to us as well. So
Hmm.
lots of healing energy and support and light to Beth and to Bodhi um, for a very successful and positive outcome for his surgery tomorrow. So, and it really is a hybrid. The pips are placed like RWS. Yes. We love you too, Beth.
Yes, we do.
Big hugs to you and Bodhi. So I'm assuming that's Bodhi in the picture. So before I say everybody, this is Bodhi, Beth, make sure that I'm right. So that's like
Aw.
if anybody wanted to direct their energy or their Reiki or their love or whatever, that is, the puppy dog to
Oh my goodness, look who's here, Tom.
Yep, Tom's driving. He popped in earlier, so he can't chat, but thanks. Yep, so this is Bodhi, everybody, in Beth's picture. So we can just send Bodhi
Wow.
lots of healing energy and love and kisses and hugs and, squishies, and go, oh, they're so cute. So, yeah, that's my sassy baby, she says. So Nancy and I didn't really have anything in particular to discuss. We are going to announce, though, Megas. Hello, Megas. Mwah. I hope you're having a beautiful day in Asha and enjoying your cocoa. I have teased, but today is September 1st, everybody. So it's the official month that starts off fall and the harvest. Yay!
Yes.
So pretty soon, cooler temperatures, hot
I'm so
cocoa
excited. Yes.
with marshmallows.
Yeah,
And
I've got my Halloween stuff out. Can you see
oh,
my
you sure do.
I mean, I'm all about that, and so I have 2 full months to just waller in it.
And pumpkin spice. I'm seeing it everywhere in the stores. Everything is pumpkin spice now. So it's
Yes.
also pumpkin spice. Shan likes pumpkin spice. I'm like, me, I'm like Magus. Magus and I can hang. We both like the hot cocoa with the marshmallows.
Mhm.
And Magus, if you ever get a chance, at least our Panera did in Niagara Falls, you get a big cup of hot cocoa, and when you ask for marshmallows, they're these huge square ones that they plop in there, and so they slowly dissolve in your hot cocoa. So
That's decadent.
getting ready, very decadent. So, what you got going on, Yancy? Anything you want to share from the weekend before we get started? Like I said, we don't have a topic.
No, I just am enjoying getting out all my decorations that I put away for a year, and now I'm pulling them out, and that makes me very happy. And I bought an artificial olive tree for my kitchen, and I have like an island in my kitchen that's a table, and I have the olive tree on that, and I just feel like every time I go in my kitchen, I'm visiting Italy. I'm just all about
or Greece.
So yeah, Greece.
Yeah, I miss I don't get to see her too often, but the one we always say Kelly Spara to. She's in Greece. She used to pop into our tarot Tuesdays with Rain and with Jackie. I can't think of her name right now. That's awful. But yeah, my friend Christine got to go to was it last March or the year before to Greece through her son's bowling team or something. And the whole family got to go. And she actually got to visit the location of the Oracle at Delphi and stuff. And she's like, she goes, it was mind boggling that she goes, what I would look at in books, I was actually standing in the middle of. She says, it was just, so. But yes, the Oracle at Delphi. So Nancy, I know you have something that you brought to share with us. We both do. Please.
Well, I thought if we do readings later, I love this tarot deck. It's the Dark Goddess Tarot, and it says dark as in deep, dark as in kept in shadow, dark as in real, as in blood, sweat, and tears, dark as the body of the Queen of Heaven. And in the beginning of this, there is an interesting part that I wanted to read, and it's about working with the goddess. And I don't know, not everybody, has a goddess that they have chosen for their own, or the goddess that has chosen them. And this kind of gives some information about it, and I thought I would read it. If a goddess calls to you beyond the scope of a reading, it can be to your benefit to develop the connection. Do some research, begin a practice, often tokens of your affection. A few general guidelines are listed below. When exploring a new power, stay grounded and connected to the other important powers of your life. The natural world around you, your body, your work, family, and friends, and your sense and your sensibility. When exploring a new power, be open and patient. Show respect. Be neither afraid nor presumptuous. Open a door in your heart, in your home, and invite her in. Do not drag her inside. Do not tackle her on the front porch. Be present. Suspend your disbelief. Also, your confusion or astonishment. Don't be the person who backs away once the power you ask for becomes palpable. If it's working, go with it. Think about what it all means later. Still, if you get scared, know you have a choice. You can pull back or move forward. If you choose to pull back, it doesn't mean the end of your relationship with the goddess. When you feel more calm, analyze the experience. What was the trigger? What was being triggered? Deep powers can be paved over with great resistance, and small steps can get you there when a head-on collision will not. Try again when you're ready, if you still want to then. Another goddess may offer an alternative approach to this one's lesson. Move forward if you can do so with deliberation and resolve, despite the fear. Often, a gift of power is found on the other side. And I thought that this was really, really interesting and a good way to explain the process. And that's what I have.
Especially not tackling her on your front porch.
Yes, no, don't do that.
I was like, that's a
Do not do
like,
that.
what?
I'm sure, people that have been waiting for a goddess
Well,
to
we
show
have another
herself when
person.
they finally do, it's like,
Yeah.
"Mwah."
Oh, come here.
Oh my goodness, I knocked over my drink. But thank
Ooh,
goodness it wasn't my coffee.
Yes.
Because
and
if
we
it
have
had been my
somebody else.
coffee, I would have a colossal mess. I'm just going to take a couple of paper towels and clean up.
And Garnet has joined us. Nancy, hello, my darling.
Hello, Garnet.
Or as Nancy likes to say back to me, likes to say to me backstage, well, hello.
Howdy, howdy.
Howdy, howdy. So Roman says, show us your new love deck, Nancy. I have one, but has strange messages. And then
I don't have
it
it yet. It's coming
Yeah.
tomorrow, Roman. I just ordered it today, and I hope that it will have decent messages.
Guess what I'm
Because-
expecting in the mail today?
Oh,
A
what?
book on crochet patterns for beginners.
Ooh.
Because I'm
All
getting back
right.
into
Yeah, we were
crocheting.
just
So
talking about that.
yes. And I love it that this is kind of happening this time of year, because at this store, they actually have a large wooden spinning wheel in the back.
Ooh.
And they also do loom classes for weaving.
Ah.
And I'm thinking that if I save up my money, because it is a little spendy, I would love to maybe start learning how to start weaving and doing,
Ooh.
darning and things and stuff like that, I don't know, kind of witchy to me. So, and Shelby is here, currently making dinner, so I may be in and out. Well, thank you for popping in and saying hello. I know everybody pretty much is celebrating Labor Day today here in the States. And I don't know if it's because sometimes there's a corresponding holiday with America, along with our our friends across the pond. So I don't know if you have a holiday that's coming up that's, evolves around labor, the workforce, but that's what we're doing here today in the US, and yarn stores are the best place to learn how to knit or crochet. And Pam, there's a the store is called the Websters, and they have 3 times a week you can come and hang out with other knitters and crocheters in the store for a couple hours. And I went last Thursday, and it was nice. I got to meet a few people and hunt around. I was very nervous, being the new kid from the block, but I got the right stuff, baby. Sorry. I had to say new kids on the block, right? Heather can't resist. So, let's see. Mega says
Heather is a walking musical encyclopedia.
I can't help it. It gets me into trouble too.
Well, I don't
But
know. I think it's cool.
it's all good fun though. It's
Mhm.
music is the playlist, of our life. It's kind of like a map, So I can usually hear something and I know where I was, what I was feeling, what I was smelling. It's very important. And do you guys know? No. Megas, I think it was back in May or June. Angie went ahead and put on her community tab that she was going on break for a while. We don't know how long. I know she did take her videos down, but she did leave an email on that community page tab to reach out to her if people would like to check in with her and see how she's doing. She left all pretty much social media, and she's focusing her time on herself, her family, being outside and enjoying the great outdoors. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know.
Sometimes we need to do that. Sometimes we
Yes.
need to do that. And I wanted to tell Garnet that my mother used to weave baskets. She took a class at the local community college, and I have some of her baskets that she made. They were absolutely beautiful, but I've never tried it myself.
I think I did when I was younger, and I was like, "Oh, this is kind of cool." But then after you're a kid, and on to the next, But that's weaving, weaving the twigs. Wow.
Yeah.
That we may have to learn how to do that again someday. If things kind of go awry, some of us may have to go back to living the way our ancestors did, or even a couple generations back.
The Cherokees weave beautiful baskets here in Western North Carolina.
My now embroidery jacks, that's beautiful. That's something I wanted to do. When my sister did embroidery, she was really good, and I would even go to an embroidery store once with her, and it actually looked like a painting on the wall. This is how it just blew my mind. I'm like, you can do that with embroidery thread? Because growing up, they were friendship bracelets and other little things like that, but I never saw.
I did a lot of counted cross stitch.
Cross stitch. So yeah, it was amazing. Grass has well bowls.
Okay. Yeah, you can weave grass. Yeah.
It can get very intricate. I mean, it was like a still life or something. I was like to my sister, I go, "There's a painting on the wall." She goes, "No." She goes, "Heather, that's an embroidery." And I look, my jaw. Oh my God. So, but yeah, I think especially, with. And I think weaving, kind of helps us. I've noticed getting back into crocheting. If I need a break from painting or if other things are going on and I need to kind of like get grounded and quiet myself, I've noticed that picking up the crochet again and just even doing simple stitches, you get relaxed, you're breathing, it helps me, get more centered, more focused, and some of the beautiful things that you can make with those. I'm hoping to make a nice little altar cloth for my table with some little spendy yarn that I bought, but it's so pretty. The colors are gorgeous, and if I had them in here,
this is the time to crochet and knit when the seasons change and we go into fall and winter. That's when I like to do it. I don't like to crochet really in the summer very much.
Hey, Amanda. Yeah, and weaving reminds us of how we are all interconnected,
Mhm.
grandmother spider, the
Mhm.
web of life, the cosmos,
Yeah.
the fates, how they, they're sometimes shown with the yarn and, on the good old, I was just mentioning it a little while ago, the knitting wheel.
Mhm.
I could, yeah, everybody knows what I'm talking about, but yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Pam was talking about
Southern
in
Georgia.
southern Georgia. Uh, I think that would be really hard to do, pine needles. I mean, they're kind of long. I have a story when my husband and I were dating. My mother had gone back. She did the basket weaving things, and so she wanted to do some pine cone. She wanted to make pine cone wreaths, and she wanted to, like make pine cone swags to hang on the door. And
Nice.
so my husband worked at, he was chief of security at Lake Junaluska, this community, and he was the deputy sheriff. And so he was really close with the maintenance men, and so he had them climb up these tall pine trees at the lake and gather all these long pine cones, the kind that like hang. And he came out to the house and he must have had 200 pine cones in these bags. And my mother,
There's one in
well,
my
they were the long
Yeah, but they're
ones
bigger.
that are,
Yeah.
yeah. And it was so funny. It was like, your wish is my command. I mean, he was very good at courting.
Yes, beautiful. And people have been very chatty, so let's go in here. And
Yeah.
then Jack said, I got an embroidery project pattern in. It looks like a Danish field of flowers. I'm excited. And
Mm.
also, too, to think about it when this time of year to pick up crocheting or knitting or even, any sort of basket or any type of weaving projects, it actually does bring us closer to our ancestors, especially our grandmothers,
Yeah.
especially during the month of October and stuff when, like with the Wiccan and the pagan and, also the Latinos, they celebrate, the Day of the Dead, things that our grandmothers did generations back, also connecting us in future generations. And by weaving and creating our own, we're tapping into what they did in their livelihood. And so
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was something very interesting to share. And Janet, oh my goodness, I just finished a crochet shawl with dragonflies last night,
Oh my
making a
goodness.
bandana scarf in color of scarlet right now. Ooh, I'm back to
Oh my
basics.
goodness.
So
I would love to see that. I am a dragonfly person.
me too. So, Janet, either, email, our emails are in the link. So if you want to email us
Yes.
or whatever, we
Oh,
would love to
please
see
send a
it.
picture. Yeah, if you go to my channel, or do you have our emails
Mhm.
in the oh great. Um
Vintage hippie.
oh I would love to I would love yes, I'm vintage hippie. I would love to see it. Hmm.
And Garnet says looms, weaving, carpets, cloth, tweed, and Scottish. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. And Jack says no macrame. That was popular in the 70s when I was a little girl. I remember everybody having
Mm-hmm.
everything macrame. And I just use YouTube tutorial videos for the crochet patterns. See, Janet,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes for me, I need someone to I kind of have a book, but for me, I best learn if there's someone standing there saying, no, see this, because sometimes the pictures, they're like, no, when you see this, then you do this. Oh, that's what so for me, it takes a while to catch on that way. But oh, Cheryl, oh, wait a minute, I just saw Gerald. Oh, that was okay. Chat is jumping. We're 14 people, Miss Nancy.
Yeah,
Oh
well
my
it
goodness.
was up to 17.
So we lost a few, but
We
hey,
lost a
like
few.
some other shows
Was
going
it
on.
something I said?
And let's see, if you're making applique stockings, now is the time to get started.
Mm-hmm.
And I see Garnet said Gerald is doing embroidery. Yes, he does textile arts and things.
Yes.
Exactly.
Gerald is so talented.
And Shelby says, I love this time of year. I feel my creativity flowing for the past couple of days because it was so cool out.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I agree. A couple of days I haven't really been wanting to work on this painting, but today, last few days, it's starting to get a little bit cooler. we're upper 80s, low 90s. So for us right now, that's better than 100.
Did you
You
see?
know.
Did you see what Maga said?
Okay, let's see. First of all, really quick, Jax put your email. So there's
Yes.
Nancy's, there's mine, and yes, thank you. Please don't forget to subscribe and like. And Meg, this says, I don't know anything about crochet, but I'm still. You know, Megan, it was so funny is I was seeing pictures. Oh my God. When I was first starting to crochet and even through on Pinterest and stuff back in the 70s when men were wearing crochet vests and shirts and shorts and things. And I went, did men really wear? I thought it was always a woman, but it was kind of funny now to kind of look and see some. But yeah. So crocheting is for men too, Vegas. And
That's
oh my
hilarious.
goodness. Well, there you go. And there's Nancy's channel.
Aw.
There you go. And let's see. I make, oops, come back here, Pamela. I make braided friendship bracelets with Japanese braid craft. Ooh, like the Hobbits. Yep, like the Hobbits. So there was something I was talking about this to Nancy backstage, and I got the Spiral Dance by Starhawk. I haven't had this in years, and there's 2 editions out, 10-year, 20th year, but this book is now like over 30 years being published. And I found it interesting reading through so far, not even full through the first chapter, and started noticing how spiritually I have changed, because there are some things in this book that I'm like, but I've read this now over the years, so this doesn't sit the same with me. Or how can we so it's really interesting when over the years that we kind of refer back to maybe early journalings or books that we read when we were younger to show us how much we have grown. And whether or not we decided to, well, that wasn't right for me, and we go on for a while, and who knows, maybe at some point we come back and say, yep, I explored other things, but no, this still sounds, so it's really, I think, important that we kind of keep track of our spiritual evolution, whether through simple journaling or certain books that we read. Even if you don't want to buy them again, just take them out of the library and just kind of see and reread and see, what has changed. Has my experience or understanding of the divine feminine, or in this case with Wicca and paganism, the masculine. Mine is getting a bit better with masculine because of the Christian upbringing. So for me, just the idea of just a male God just does not sit with me. To me, it's like it's got to be equal. There's got to be some sort of, and then with the goddess religion or spiritual beliefs, they tend to go over to where it's mainly the goddess, and and the male plays a little bit of a lesser role. It's still important, but a lesser role. So it's really trying again to find that balance, and just noticing that, because Nancy and I have had a gentleman or a few people in the past, it's been a while now, kind of come in to chat and challenge us. They're like, what do you mean you're trying to bring the goddess back? She's been around for a while, and men are becoming the minority now, and it was a very negative perspective. But Nancy and I kept calm. We acknowledged what this gentleman was saying in chat, and another one at some point, and said, well, actually, no, we're not calling ourselves victims. Because he also had put in a few other things in there. And we're like, this is why we're talking about this. Things still have not changed. There's certain things that are still very important that people need to recognize at some point, whether or not it becomes their spiritual. So in a way, he was like, well, I appreciate you not us using foul language with him. He didn't do that to us. So we said, well, we respectfully disagree, explained our perspective, And he says, well, I appreciate that. I still feel how I do, but thank you for allowing me to have my
Mhm.
say. I didn't erase the comment or anything. I left it in chat. So um, just kind of like a reiteration as we're going into, the season, because October's in Samhain is basically the witch's new year. This is where, for them is when they start noticing the changing of a lot of the seasons. And so for them, Halloween or Samhain is, their new year. So coming upon every October, kind of taking the time to look back, reflect on how far we've come spiritually. Are we still the same? Do we feel the same? Has anything changed? And it's good to, you know, keep, I don't say keep track, keep score, but just keep, keep track of how, how we feel and what was changed, what hasn't, and see where we've grown and maybe, okay, what do I want to explore next, And so it's good to have books like this or to, and have even documentaries like the one that I shared last week. It was a 3-parter, and boy, boom, that took me back to college in my early
Mhm.
20s, and seeing that and realizing, wow, some of the how what it the emotions it brought up in me, and saying, they're still good, because after a while sometimes you get, as you get older, you get a little jaded. At least I was, because as you get older, you kind of see, and you get out of college and you get into life, your, real life basically,
Mhm.
things challenge your perspective and your experiences challenge what you believe in. And so um, I think it's wonderful to revisit old documentaries, books, journals, just to see, where we've come, and to even grab a new journal and start writing and see what we feel, we
Mhm.
still resonate with. And there's one little section in here that I wanted to share, that she wrote, and I thought it was lovely. So it says, the goddess continually offers us challenges, but knowing that she is within us as well as around us, we find the strength to meet them, to transform fear into power from within, to create communities in which we can grow, struggle, and change, to mourn our losses and celebrate our advances, to generate the acts of love and pleasure that are her rituals. For she is no longer sleeping, but awake and rising, reaching out her hands to touch us again. When we reach for her, she reveals herself to us in the stones and the soil beneath our feet, in the whitewater rapids and limpid pools of the imagination, in tears and laughter, ecstasy and sorrow, common courage and common struggle, wind and fire. Once we have allowed ourselves to look into her open eyes, we can never lose sight of her again, for she faces us in the mirror, and her steps echo each time we place foot to ground. Try to leap
Mhm.
away, and she will pull you back. You cannot fall away from her. There is nowhere she is not. So
Oh, that's beautiful,
I
Heather.
wanted to share that. And that was from Starhawks, The Spiral Dance. And I still recommend this book because it shows the progression of, um, the goddess community and beliefs and things, since she wrote that book. I think was in 79. It was published originally in 1980. And then it had, a couple of reprints. So, and I know chat's jumping, so I was going to get back into chat. Thank you everybody
Okay.
for let's see, work girl. Let's see. Oh my goodness, like the hobbits. Okay, so Jack says, go on bear night to your local gay bar. They'll give crochet wearing guys a run for their. Oh, go bear. Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, you girl, you better work. Yep. So, and let's see. Jax also said one night this one bear changed hot pants and matching harnesses 3 times in the few hours I was there. He was hot to trot. Oh my goodness. Shelby says, I'm still with you, Heather. Okay. So Garnet says the evolution of the soul.
Yeah.
Yes, Garnet. I love how you capitalize that, the soul.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think part of it is hopefully when we age, we learn that the world is not all black and white. There are many shades of gray.
Yes.
Yes. And Tom was just kind of like, what? It's like, where's Miss Tarot D when you need her, right? And Jax also said, oh, you have an opinion about my views? Raise your hand. Now put it over your mouth and put it there. This is why I love Jax. I love what she throws into the chat. Oh my God. Girl, you ought to write a book. Really, especially with all your sayings and everything. Oh my goodness. I think people would eat that right up. And excuse me, Shelby says, you never know what someone's what someone's going through, and when they lash out, it's important to remember to take in kindness to them and help them the best way you can. Of course, if you feel safe enough to do so.
Yes.
And keeping the temple clean. Yes. And what was it Friday night? Ginger said, well, my temple's in ruins, so. Oh, we had a blast, everybody, Friday night with Ginger. Who knows? Maybe because I mentioned Ginger's name, she'll pop back.
That was fun.
Let's see. Moon Fox, I was in college, couldn't afford to continue, and then real life hit me. Yeah, sometimes, we kind of got to go with the flow, even when we hit, it's like the rocks, we might bump in a rock, but like the water, we got to learn how to flow around them. And well, that's another combo. College used to give people a return on their investment. It no longer does because of cost. Yep. So I was blessed to go to college when I did. Yeah. Talking about the college system, and let's see, I buy that book. I mean, the Starhawk one. Yeah, it's interesting to get a different perspective. The Starhawk, the Drawing Down the Moon by Margot Adler. And there's even books earlier than that by Dion Fortune. The Ferrars. There's a Buckland. There's a lot of books. Scott Cunningham. Let's see. I have heard that a few times recently. What's that? Oh, talking about. Wait a minute. Oh, they don't want thinkers, they want followers. Exactly. So, but did I catch up with everything? Yes, I did. All righty. So, do we want to open up the floor for readings, Miss Nancy?
Sure.
So we don't have.
I'm just going to pull one card from this from this deck, and there is something that tells you about the card and what it would mean in your life. So that's what I'm going to do.
So you're going to be pulling one card. I have a couple decks here. I got two of my goddess decks. I actually brought the Healing Heart Oracle by Ines Segal and Jenna Della Gratalia. That one called to me today. And I have my Fyodor Pavlov Tarot. So we'll see what we get drawn to. So if anybody would like a goddess reading or message. Oh, you were talking about, okay, well, yeah, I totally gotcha. Yes. Let's see. She is writing, Jack says. I've been told it a few times very recently. It's something I walked away from years ago. Well, girl, maybe you should get back into it. I know I've been itching to pick up the pen. Mm-hmm. So we'll just sit here and patiently wait and shuffle our cards to. Oh, I know. Let's see. What did Shelby says? I know I had one last Monday. It's okay. You never know. It might be a special message that needs to come through. So Shelby, and I saw Jax. And so, all righty.
So who are we? We're reading. We're reading
Shelby.
For Shelby. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Shelby. Let's see what we've got for you, Shelby. Whoa. Okay. Okay, Shelby. Here we go. It flew out of the deck, so I think it's
I think it's a keeper.
yeah. Shelby, the goddess that came out for you, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to read when this particular goddess appeared, okay? And you got Sheila Nagig. Enter into a new opportunity with trust, but not blindness. Open everything, including your eyes. Don't see only what you already know. Allow knowledge to arise in unexpected ways, like an underground stream welling up from forgotten places, like flowers that burst with a sudden scent of memory, like remnants of clothing from who you were before you crossed the threshold here. Do not analyze these offerings, taste them. Release expectation and judgment of others, for this world owes you nothing but everything it has already given. Return to innocence to get on with life as it is. Strike a foolish pose and smile at yourself. Rub yourself for luck. Live fresh in the moment, whether you must cry or laugh or fart. Release shame, release the judgments from others that you have turned and heaped upon yourself. Let go of the labels. Everyone is flawed and strange. And so what? Be unique, be yourself, be new now. And the reason I'm reading is because I think that each one of these messages is precious. And that is, I don't know if anybody would want to get this deck, but I find it very enlightening. And so that's why I'm reading it.
Alrighty. So let me get this down. Shelby. I can't believe you say fart, and I was like, what?
Yeah. I read what was in the book.
Fun deck. Well, it's all natural. It's a natural body, All right. So Shelby, honey, I got for you the grieving heart. And it says, open doors to something new. And looking at, because I haven't picked up this deck in a while, it's basically learning how to sit with and reflect on what you feel you have truly lost. Where is this sadness, this grief? Where does it stem from? And how can you take this pain to learn how to open new doors and to move forward? And it says here your sense of self may have diminished as you have had thoughts such as, I don't know who I am, and I no longer know what I love, what I care about, or what makes me sing. And that's interesting because we were just talking about reflecting and going back and rereading books and journals, poems, anything that takes us back a few years, to kind of revisit and sit with who we are, and being able to sit with those uncomfortable emotions, to figure out, what are they teaching me? What can I learn from them? Where are they stemming from? And how can I, like the book says, how can I use them to move forward? And I pulled two tarot cards for you. And I got, so with the grieving, when you're able to do that, you start the process of being able to imagine having, the world right there. He's in this one here. I love this Two of Wands because it's like he's an architect. He's got plans on the floor. He's got the globe. He's got scrolls in his arms. He is ready. He's planning. He's strategizing. And you're going back to school. So this can maybe represent you, getting back to doing your writing your papers. What can you learn about the world going to school? What will you learn about yourself, your own inner world? And at the bottom of the deck, you got the World card. So a lot of beautiful things are coming full circle. Um, it's time now to pick up the pen again, the books, the school, and start discovering who you are, relearning who you are, and basically relearning what, not relearning, but discovering where you want to start going forward in life. And anything from your past that's is causing you to still grieve, take those lessons and apply to what's going on right now, and start moving forward. So that's what I have for you, my dear. I need a quick
Nice.
sip of something cold. She says she's pretty nervous. Yep. I get you, girl. I'm telling you, college was some of the best years of my life. Those were a lot of pain, a lot of sadness, but oh, a lot of fun, a lot of adventure. So yes, what comes out must come out. And Nancy, you were reading something that was the same. Oh, you're talking about grieving in your message and sadness. And I was like, oh, that's what her card said there too. And then there was another and a song popped into my head and I can't remember what it was. But anyway, maybe it'll come back later if it's meant to be a message. And Magus says, beautiful mess. What deck is that? So Magus, Jenna Della Gratalia is working with other authors now and even creating her own decks by herself as an author. And this one is Healing Heart Oracle, Love Letters to Your Soul. And this one's by Ina Segal. And it's got the artwork of Jenna Della Gratalia. So I have a lot of her decks. And Nancy just got one of her tarot decks too. So she's kind of moved on from Colette Barrett Reed, it looks like, for the time being, and now exploring other authors, including her own self. So let me back up here. Let's see. If you can't change the situation, change your mindset. Girl, you should write a book.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
This
go
is a
and
wealth
give talks at community.
Yeah, really.
I could see Jax doing, I just saw you standing on a TED Talks platform stage talking to people. I could see the big TED Talks behind you. And I don't know what you're talking about, but I just saw you standing on a TED Talks stage. So who knows? I think you have enough, knowledge and wisdom and stuff to be able to, to do that. And Shelby says, thank you so much. That really does mean a lot. You're welcome, my dear. And let's see, I missed when my major was animations and graphic design, but I have to change it because I didn't find it to be a stable career. But I do miss that art and that creativity. Well, maybe do it as a minor. Don't give up on that. There is a girl, I'm going to just digress for a second, Nancy. Her name is Erin Hanson, Erin, and Hanson, Hanson. She went to college for bio something. It was something to do with oceanic biodiversity or engineer something. I mean, it was like, because that's what she expected to do. She had to find a career or a degree, to be able to make money and have a job. Well, her passion was art. And after she got her degree, she also started focusing on her art. And now 10, 15 years later, I can't even tell you how much she sells her paintings for. I have a book of hers like that thick. She's very well known. She's got 2 studios. I mean, just look her up. Her story is on YouTube. I highly recommend. And so, not to give up that idea of a creativity with whatever degree that you get. So, art therapy, yeah, actually, art therapy. That not a lot of schools around the country, but art therapy is becoming more popular, more sought after. So that could be an opportunity too for maybe a side degree as well. And Scott says, Nancy, what tarot deck do you have by Jenna? When Women Had Wings, right?
Yeah. The one you gave me, Scott.
Oh, that's right, Scott, the one you gave her.
Yeah,
deck,
that really beautiful one.
And let's see, I hope this will be an opening to what I can do and what I can explore. Well, it's got to be positive, girl, All righty, so I think I'm all caught up. So next we have is Jax.
And I pulled while you were
Yakking away.
No, while
Yes,
you
yeah.
were what you got in the this deck is it's the message is kind of short and sweet. The goddess is Tefnut, and she is a Egyptian goddess. This is the 6 of water. And what it says for you, Jax, Success comes from choosing love over power and gentleness over force. Keep it simple. This shows authenticity, not lack of sophistication. Enjoy all of life that you can see, smell, hear, taste, and touch. Seek simple, everyday pleasures, not convoluted ones. Immerse yourself in new environments so you can spend time just sensing, just being. To recall a memory, think not about the details, but about who you were then, how it felt to be you. Do not look at your life from the outside in. Life always comes from the inside out. On a piece of papyrus or other special paper, scribe a fortune for your future self. Discover that a similar blessing was left to you in your past. And I love that for you. I think that's absolutely beautiful. Um, to recall a memory, think not about the details, but about who you were then and how it felt to be you. Um, I think Heather does that. When you think about, your time in college and special memories, it's about who you were then and what it meant to be you at that time. But that's what I got for you, Jenks.
Wow. And we were joined by Mona Lee. Hello, Mona. I've seen you around
Hi.
the chats. And she says, I love Women with Wings. Yes, I plan to get that too. And she's saying hello to everybody. Well, welcome. And Scott was like, oh, duh. I get it. We all have those
Well,
moments.
see, Scott was here, and I was oohing and eyeing over a couple of decks that he had, and then he was so sweet to get them for me. And they arrived, and I didn't know they were coming, and I was like, "What is this?" And there were these two beautiful decks.
And Jack said, yes, that, or love that. I'm okay with the basics and really love that, Nancy. Thank you. And adaptability is key because change is inevitable.
Yes, yes.
And Garnet actually said neurodivergent art therapy. I know a great art teacher. Her name was Anurata Tarazzi. Oh my goodness. Okay. Um, she has done a channel on YouTube in the UK. Was it Prisby's?
Let me write that down. I'm going to take a picture of that. I'm going to look that up, guys.
Sure.
Let me
And
see.
so, Jax, I got the forgiving heart. And the key phrase for this one is don't let the past imprison you in the present. I'm just going to take this down because I think you got the picture. And there's the card. I love how they put the veil. That's beautiful. And it says here, yep, don't let the past imprison you in the present moment. And so it talks about, like the other card, similar to the other card, suffering, pain, that crushing sting of suffering. Wow. And forgiveness doesn't mean that the callous treatment that you experienced was justified. However, healing means that you can learn much from past pain and give yourself permission to move forward with a newfound wisdom and understanding. And it's, basically trying to help us learn how to not harbor those feelings. I mean, like some people say, you can say we have to learn how to forgive. Well, each of us forgives at a different time and a different way, but we just need to kind of focus on watching how much of that toxic energy that we feel towards a particular person or situation that we can't quite forgive that yet. We try to at least contain, because it's like telling, hating somebody and then you're drinking basically the poison. They're not being affected, but we're taking on that in our bodies. So that is the card for you. I did pull a card from the goddess deck, goddesses of the world, and you got Mumbaba Moana Waresa. And we're going to find out more about her, but look at that. I mean, look, oh my God. the colors on her, and I love it that they're rainbow colors. So she is number 32. So she's about cultivating patience. So having patience right off the bat, learning to have patience with the past, with yourself, and not forcing yourself to forgive if you're not ready yet. But again, having that understanding that how much of that toxic that we keep in ourselves so that we ourselves don't become. So to me, right off the bat, that's jumping right out at me, cultivating patience. But she continues, she's the Zulu goddess of rain and fertility, reminds you to cultivate patience and nurture your dreams. And we're talking about writing and getting back to writing. Understand the cycle of growth, knowing that each seed you plant carries the potential for abundance. Trust in the timing of life. And as you attend to your dreams, watch them bloom like flowers in a bountiful garden and like in her hair. That is beautiful. And so your tarot cards to go with that. Boom, underlying card, Page of Cups. The page is the sensitive one, the intuitive one, the artistic one, the one that's in tap of they're in touch with their creativity because of their intuition. They feel more they well, I like wands being creative too, but the cups, the pages, really tapping into their creative ability, whether it's through art or in creative ways of looking at the world or a project or a situation. But you have that page of cups energy that's underlined. And I pulled a different deck. That was from the tarot. I got the world card again. So a lot of this is coming full circle. But this is on top, so this is more like in your face. So things are coming full circle. Things that need to be done, that need to get done, like the forgiving and taking care of ourselves, and this beautiful tap within your creativity. And you also got the goddess of fertility. So tap into that fertile creativity within you. The world too is your oyster. That world card too makes me feel like, with us talking about the writing and me seeing, like on a TED Talk stage, it's just like you have so much to share that I really think a book could be coming from you, and a lot of people can learn from you and the wisdom that you share. So that's what I have for you, Jax. Let me put these.
I just got an email from Janet Lee.
Oh, Janet.
Look at her work. Oh my gosh, it's exquisite. And
Janet, that's
look
beautiful.
at this. Oh, I love Santa Muerte. Look at that.
Janet, you did not. Oh my goodness. And that's all crochet. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Girl, you're inspiring me. I got to stick with this.
Oh
now.
my goodness. Oh, and look at this. This is gorgeous too. All of it is just, oh my goodness. Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness. Thank you for sharing with us. And Tom says, okay, I'm back in front of a computer. All right, Tom. Tom, do you want a reading? So Jack says, yes, feel it to heal it, but then let it go. Couldn't do that before, but totally can now. And she goes, level up, y'all. And Shelby and Tom are talking about rice.
Ah.
And cool. She reminds me of the Woman King, good movie. Okay. Yes. She said, I'm constantly peeling the onion. That is me. And we're talking about rice being all warm and fluffy.
Yeah.
The cups are gifts. Yep. Our emotions, what we love. Yeah. Dive deep into that cup, my dear. Dive deep.
Janet, let me know if you sell any of your work. I would love to get something from you.
Mangled, you're a girl I would ride into battle with, along with the Valkyries. Wow. How about that? And thank you, Julie. And Julie, you're actually up next. And there's Carolina. Hello,
Now,
Carolina.
what about
Welcome,
here's the
honey. And let's see. Beautiful. Love it. We ride at dawn, Moonfox. And Tom says, Janet, I may need those skull doilies.
Yes. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous. I like the one with like the whole skeleton. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
So Julie.
Yeah, Julianne, I just absolutely love this for you, Julianne. You got Our Lady of the Lake. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at those birds.
Avalon. Yep.
Yes. And this is what it says. When the Lady of the Lake appears, make a wish. Toss a coin into a wishing well or fountain. At a natural body of water, toss a pebble, a flower, or a feather. Make it beautiful, for this is an offering to the Lady of the Lake in return for her magic. Make it strong and wish with all your heart. Take a vow. If you want one thing more than anything, bind yourself to it, not to the outcome, but to the quest for it. Then you will know when the steps you take lead you closer or take you farther away. Scry at a body of water by gazing into a beautiful filled cup or bowl. Empty your thoughts. Watch the play of light and air on the water. Meditate on clarity and reflection and find the deep wisdom you seek. Go out on the water. If you cannot, go to the shore or look at photos and imagine yourself there. Sail, canoe, kayak, row, float. Take a journey on the water away from the earth, at the threshold of the sky and the deep and experience an everyday miracle. Feel the congruence. Keep your balance. Ask for more. I just love that. That is so beautiful.
Sorry. Carolina would like to know the deck, Nancy. She just joined us.
Oh, it's the Dark Goddess Tarot, and it's available on Amazon. I was just looking. The list price is $34.99, but I'm sure it's less than that.
Alrighty. So where is my goddess book? I have a goddess that popped up for you from the Collect and Read deck, and I didn't think I was going to use her deck, but you never know people's energy. So let me just look for here on my spinster. There we go. Okay. So your first card up from the Healing Heart Oracle, Julie, is Resilient Heart. It's time to rebuild. Oop, let me take this down for a second. All right. It's time to rebuild. And I just love Magus. I don't know if you're still here, but this is one of my favorite cards. Absolutely just beautiful. And it's the Resilient Heart. So when I see the word resilient, I think of like the Nine of Wands. You're resilient. You're battle weary. You've been through a lot, but you're still standing, And yeah, it's a time to rebuild. It also can reflect like the Tower card in the tarot. It's time to rebuild. Your temple may be in ruins, but it's time you can rebuild, make the foundation stronger, and redesign the way you want the place. You want an open floor plan. You want some closed rooms. You want ranch. You get to you get the picture, but it's all about rebuilding, and it's showing how resilient you are, and what you've been through. So it's kind of like a mark or a badge of honor, and the heart might be in her hands, but it shows that it's also like, when you say we wear a heart on our shoulders, that, you give, you're very empathic, and you give to others, but now it's time to kind of take time for yourself. And the next card that goes with that is Brandwin, and I wanted to make sure I grab this because the card is about forgiveness. So there's some, similar messages coming through for a lot of us today. And Brandwin is the goddess of forgiveness. So the resilient heart. What have we had to leave to? What do we have that we have to forgive? What have we been through that's made us resilient? And I just want to open up to her, because I don't pick Brandwin too often. I believe she's Welsh, but she is a Celtic goddess of sometimes life invites us into conditions that challenge us to the core. As the Celtic goddess Brandwin forgave those who caused her own death by a broken heart. I can't make this up. She asks you to set yourself free from the seeds of resentment that will surely choke the life out of your dreams and also out of your heart, and your flowers. And, it continues talking about how we are wounded by others and weave stories about our hurts and losses that live on in our hearts and our minds. And it causes us to have, distrust to possible trusting friendships and relationships. And so the key here is the freedom to start when we're able to forgive. And your two tarot cards go along with that with the resilient heart. Your overlying energy is the Nine of Swords. So there's still some things that are keeping you up at night. I don't know if it's bad dreams, sweetheart, or things that are weighing so heavily on your mind. But with this card, what I love is that the owl comes through. It's full of wisdom, and the bats are guiding it. So the bats go by sonar, they go by sound, they go by feeling. So start trusting your feelings, trusting what your intuition is saying, trust the wisdom of the owl and what it brings to you, and let them know that it's okay to start healing from this. And try not to let it keep you up at night. And to be able to do that, it looks like we're going into hermit mode. So taking time for self-reflection, going within, writing, again, reading books, taking time to be with yourself, going out into nature. But that's what I have for you, my dear. Thank you for letting me read for
That's
you.
beautiful. I went to Amazon and I looked up the Dark Goddess Tarot, and it is $34.99. I was hoping, that maybe it would be less, but it's not.
Well, thank you, Sylvia, for popping in to say hi. She's got to go pick up her mom. And Julie says, thank you very much, ladies. And she also said, had a broken heart and had forgiven all and myself. So but there's still something that shows in the cards that have been it's an underlying energy. There's still some things that are showing that are kind of stressing you out, keeping you up. That's been kind of heavy on your mind. Just know that you can tap into that wisdom of that owl of yourself and those bats, learning to let your emotions and your senses guide you to what you need to continue to heal and move forward. So that's what. And Julie was our last reading for the evening. And so, Miss Nancy, you just hung out with Mr. Scott Scorpio last night. You got anything else planned this week besides me?
Well, next Sunday, I'm reading with Scott. I'm not sure. I don't have my calendar in front of me. I don't think I have anything this week. I'm not sure, but I look forward to our Mondays.
Me too.
I always enjoy it, and I love the chat. I love how everybody, just encourages, and just some of the messages are so funny.
Mm-hmm. It's a safe space.
Yeah. And I want to thank Janet for sharing her beautiful
yes, Janet.
crochet projects.
Girls got some bad skills.
My grandmother used to crochet, like doilies and things like that. I have never crocheted with really fine crochet thread, or I don't know what
yarn.
you
That's
call the real, because it's almost like string, like Muslim string or whatever. But anyhow.
Yeah. And Roman says, sending all you ladies and gents lots of love for Labor Day weekend. Gotta go do stuff. Well, go do your stuff and enjoy. And let's see today. So hopefully things go well, because Jackie's in Ireland, and she works at a restaurant, and tourist season is super busy right now. So we've been trying to we're still doing our holding court on Wednesdays. So hopefully she'll be able to join Wednesday, and we're going to be starting the Page of Cups. Last week she was like, girl, I am so tired, we were swamped today. I said, oh, I bet. So Viviani, hey sweetheart, how are you? So hopefully we will be back Wednesday as planned. Page of Cups, we're starting, and that'll be at 11 a.m. Pacific time for me, And that will be, wow, I even can't think. So 11 here would be what, 1 o'clock Eastern, because you guys are 3 hours ahead of me. So, oh, you just subscribed. Yep, Vivian, I got a new channel. I'm keeping the other one up, as for memories and to show my growth and my change. But for now, this is my new home. So thank you for being a part of it. Thank everybody for resubscribing and all the new people. And on Friday, for my Friday night sidekick, I'm having Selena, Essence of the Moon, join me. So I'm excited to have her. And I'll probably, well, I kind of got to watch now because YouTube said, not YouTube, but StreamYard says, oh, you're up to, so and so many hours now. And I'm like, oh, here we go. And so, but also too, before we go, just make a little tiny announcement. Next month, Gerald from Tarot Stash is going to be joining Nancy and I. I have to let them know we're going to pick Monday the 20th, and we're going to continue talking about symbolism with Nancy and I, and discussing the sacred symbolism of the feminine vulva, and the depictions of it in art and ancient art, like Nancy and I were discussing last week. So we have that set up for next month, and Nancy and I hope to have some more people joining us. And so I think that's about it. So unless there's anything else, Nancy, you want to add?
No, I'm I've just had the best time.
Me too. I always do with you. So everybody have a great rest of your holiday weekend, and go enjoy those burgers and dogs. And
Oh, yes. Happy Labor Day, everybody.
Yep. Happy Labor Day. Bye-bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.